Welcome to Sarah Wood's Tale, where stories comes alive. Please do well to hit that subscription button and turn on your notification bell for subsequent stories. This is based on a true story. 7-year-old Amanda sat on the floor of her father's home office, her tiny legs folded beneath her. She watched as her father, Fred, sat at his desk, his head buried in paperwork. His eyes looked tired, and he let out a deep sigh before rubbing his temples. Amanda frowned. "Daddy," she called sweetly. Fred looked up, surprised. "Yes, sweetheart." "Are you happy?" she asked, tilting her head. Fred chuckled softly. "Of course, I am, pumpkin. Why do you ask?" Amanda pouted. "Because you always look sad when you think I'm not looking." Fred's heart clenched. How did his little girl notice so much? He forced a smile and reached out to ruffle her curly hair. "I'm just a little tired from work. But I have you, and that makes me the happiest dad in the world." Amanda smiled but remained unconvinced. As Fred returned to his paperwork, she tiptoed out of the office and went straight to the kitchen, where Felicia, their young maid, was washing dishes. Felicia had been working for them for over a year, and Amanda adored her. She was kind, funny, and had a warm smile that made even a bad day feel better. "Felicia," Amanda whispered, tugging on the maid's apron. Felicia turned around, drying her hands on a towel. "Yes, Amanda? What's with the sneaky face?" Amanda grinned mischievously. "I have a very important question." Felicia leaned down, playing along. "I'm listening, madam." Amanda took a deep breath. "Do you want to marry my daddy?" Felicia choked on air. What? Marry Mr. Fred?" Amanda nodded eagerly. "Yes. You're perfect. You always cook nice food, you take care of me, and you always make Daddy smile when you joke with him. And," she wiggled her eyebrows, "you're really pretty." Felicia's cheeks turned red. "Amanda, sweetie, that's not how things work." Amanda crossed her arms stubbornly. "Why not? Daddy needs a wife, and you would make a great mommy." Felicia laughed nervously. "Amanda, your dad is my boss. Besides, he doesn't see me like that." Amanda pouted. "But he should. You're the best." Felicia smiled warmly and tapped Amanda's nose. "That's very sweet, but marriage is complicated." Amanda huffed. "Fine. If talking won't work, then I'll have to show you." Later that evening, Amanda gathered her crayons and her favorite pink notebook. She sat at the dining table, sticking her tongue out in concentration as she wrote, "Dear Felicia, please marry my daddy so he won't be lonely. I promise to behave. You can even tell me to eat my vegetables, and I won't complain. Love, Amanda." She decorated the letter with little hearts and a stick figure drawing of Felicia, Fred, and herself holding hands. Then, she folded it neatly and left it on Felicia's pillow. The next morning, Felicia found the letter as she was making her bed. She opened it, her eyes widening as she read the childish handwriting. "Oh my goodness," she whispered, covering her mouth. She turned and saw Amanda peeking at her from the doorway, grinning. "Amanda," Felicia called, holding up the letter. "What is this?" Amanda ran into the room and plopped onto the bed. "It's my official request. Did you like it?" Felicia chuckled. "It's very sweet, but—" "No buts," Amanda interrupted, climbing onto Felicia's lap. "You're perfect for Daddy. And don't worry, I'll teach you everything you need to know to be a good wife." Felicia burst into laughter. "Oh, and what do I need to learn?" Amanda sat up straight. "First, you have to learn how to compliment Daddy. He never hears nice things." Felicia smirked. "Like what?" Amanda thought for a moment. "When you see him in the morning, say, 'Wow, Mr. Fred, you look so handsome today.'" Felicia snorted. "Amanda, your father is my boss. If I say that, he'll think I've lost my mind." Amanda rolled her eyes. "Trust me, it'll work. Oh, and another thing, you need to learn how to wink." Felicia burst out laughing. "What?" Amanda nodded seriously. "Yes, I saw it in a movie. When people like someone, they wink at them. Try it." Felicia sighed but decided to humor Amanda. She exaggerated a wink, but both her eyes closed instead. Amanda giggled. No, not like that. Only one eye." Felicia tried again, but this time, her face scrunched up awkwardly. Amanda laughed so hard she fell backward onto the bed. "Oh no, this is going to take a lot of practice." Felicia laughed along with her. "I think you're having too much fun with this." Amanda sat up. "I just want Daddy to be happy." Felicia's heart softened. She pulled Amanda into a hug. "You're a very special girl, Amanda." Amanda whispered, "Promise me you'll think about it." Felicia sighed, still smiling. "All right. I promise I'll think about it." Amanda beamed. Step 1 of her plan was complete. Fred had always been a hard-working man, completely devoted to his job and his daughter. Romance was the last thing on his mind, which is why he was utterly clueless about Amanda's grand plan. One morning, as Fred sat at the breakfast table, Amanda stared at him intently, waiting for the perfect moment. Just as Felicia walked by, Amanda accidentally knocked over her glass of orange juice, letting it spill onto the floor. "Oops," Amanda said dramatically. "Felicia, can you help?" Felicia sighed and grabbed a cloth to wipe the mess. Fred, unaware of the setup, simply continued eating. Amanda whispered to Felicia, "Now's your chance. Compliment him." Felicia rolled her eyes but, deciding to play along, awkwardly blurted out, Mr. Fred, you have nice hair today. Very hair-like." Fred blinked, confused. Thanks." Amanda facepalmed. This was going to be harder than she thought. Later that day, Amanda decided she needed backup. She called her favorite person, her Uncle Raymond. Raymond burst into laughter after hearing Amanda's plan. "You're trying to set up your dad with Felicia? Brilliant. But you need to be more strategic." "How?" Amanda asked eagerly. "Easy. Romance is all about food. Have Felicia cook something super special. He'll fall in love instantly." Raymond said confidently. Taking his advice, Amanda convinced Felicia to cook a romantic dinner. Unfortunately, Felicia, nervous and flustered, ended up burning the meal. When Fred took a bite, his face turned red. This is very crispy." Amanda groaned. "Uncle Raymond, your idea was terrible." Raymond laughed. "Relax, love takes time." Chapter 5, The Unwanted Suitor. Felicia was busy dusting the living room when the doorbell rang. Amanda ran to open it, revealing a tall, well-dressed man with slicked-back hair and a confident smirk. "Hello, I'm Mr. Gilbert," he announced. "I've come to see Felicia." Amanda frowned. "Why?" Felicia appeared behind her, startled. "Mr. Gilbert? What are you doing here?" "I wanted to invite you to dinner," he said smoothly. Before Felicia could respond, Fred entered the room. His jaw tightened as he looked between them. "Felicia has work to do," he said curtly. Amanda's eyes widened. "Daddy's jealous," she thought excitedly. Felicia hesitated, then smiled politely. "Thank you, but I'm not available." As Gilbert left, Fred grumbled, "I don't like that guy." Amanda grinned. "Why, Daddy? Are you jealous?" Fred scoffed. "Of course not." Amanda giggled. "This is going to be fun." The next day, Amanda clutched her stomach and groaned loudly. "Oh, I feel terrible." Felicia rushed to her side. "Amanda, are you okay?" Fred looked panicked. "What's wrong, sweetheart?" "I think I need to be taken care of, by both of you, together," she mumbled dramatically. Felicia grabbed a glass of water, handing it to Fred. Their hands brushed, and Felicia stammered, "Here, honey, Mr. Fred." Fred raised an eyebrow, and Amanda grinned. Step 2, complete. Fred had been acting strange lately. He avoided looking at Felicia for too long, stumbled over his words when she spoke to him, and even started fixing his hair before coming to the kitchen in the mornings. One evening, he found himself watching Felicia as she laughed with Amanda. A warm feeling settled in his chest, but he quickly shook his head. "She's just our maid, right?" Later, in his office, he sighed. "What is wrong with me?" Meanwhile, Felicia started feeling self-conscious. Why is Mr. Fred so distant? Maybe I'm just a maid. Maybe I don't belong here. Amanda had had enough. She marched into Fred's office and declared, "Daddy, don't be a coward. If you love Felicia, say it." Fred choked on his coffee. "Amanda." Amanda crossed her arms. "Do you love her?" Fred hesitated. I think I do." At that moment, Felicia walked in. "What's going on?" Fred took a deep breath. "Felicia, A voice interrupted. "Ooh, this is getting good." Everyone turned to see Uncle Raymond sitting in the corner, holding his phone up like a camera while munching on popcorn. "Go on, Fred," Raymond teased. "I'm live streaming this to the family WhatsApp group." Fred groaned. "Raymond, put that away." Amanda giggled. "Daddy, just say it." Fred turned to Felicia, took her hands in his, and said, "Felicia, I think I've fallen in love with you." Felicia's eyes widened, and then, after a moment, she smiled. "It's about time." Raymond cheered. "Yes, best romance ever." Fred rolled his eyes, but Amanda clapped her hands. Mission accomplished. Fred stood in the middle of the living room, his heart pounding. The small velvet box in his hands felt heavier than anything he had ever held. Amanda stood beside him, holding his arm like a little coach preparing her player for the final match. "Are you ready, Daddy?" she whispered excitedly. Fred swallowed hard. "As ready as I'll ever be." Felicia walked in, wiping her hands on her apron. "You called me, Mr. Fred." Fred took a deep breath, then slowly went down on one knee. Felicia's eyes widened. "Amanda and I have been through so much together," Fred started. "And over the past year, you've become an important part of our lives. You've brought joy, laughter, and warmth into this house. I realize that I don't just want you here as part of our routine. I want you as part of our family. Felicia, will you marry me?" Felicia's hands flew to her mouth, her eyes brimming with tears. But instead of an immediate yes, she hesitated. I don't know," she whispered, stepping back. "I mean, Mr. Fred, I'm just a maid. People will talk. They'll say I'm after your money. They'll say I don't belong in your world." Fred's heart sank. "Felicia, you're not just a maid. You're Felicia. You're kind, strong, and amazing. I don't care what people say." Felicia turned away, clearly struggling with her emotions. Amanda couldn't take it anymore. She ran forward, grabbed Felicia's hands, and looked up at her with big, pleading eyes. "Felicia, please be my mommy." Amanda's voice cracked with emotion. Tears spilled down Felicia's cheeks. She looked from Amanda to Fred and saw the love in their eyes. She finally let out a shaky laugh. "How can I say no to that?" Fred grinned, slipping the ring onto her finger as Amanda squealed in delight. The moment was perfect. The sun shone brightly as guests filled the beautiful outdoor wedding venue. White flowers lined the aisle, and Amanda, wearing a puffy pink dress, excitedly threw petals into the air. Felicia walked down the aisle in a breathtaking white gown, her eyes locked on Fred, who stood waiting at the altar. Uncle Raymond, in his best suit, wiped a fake tear. "I promised myself I wouldn't cry," he whispered dramatically. As the ceremony went on, the vows were spoken, and Fred gently placed a ring on Felicia's finger. "With this ring, I promise to love and cherish you forever." Felicia's voice shook with happiness as she repeated her vows, slipping a ring onto Fred's finger. "With this ring, I promise to love and cherish you forever. You may now kiss the bride," the officiant announced. Amanda clapped her hands. "Do it. Do it." Fred leaned in, and as their lips met, the guests cheered. Uncle Raymond, holding a glass of champagne, stood up for a toast. "Ladies and gentlemen, I have witnessed many things in life, but nothing quite like this," he said. "A little girl who decided her dad needed a wife and made it happen. Amanda, you're officially the best matchmaker I've ever met." Everyone laughed and clapped as Amanda did a little bow. Uncle Raymond continued. "Felicia, welcome to the family. And Fred, you better treat her right, or Amanda and I will have words." Laughter filled the air as the couple shared another kiss, and Amanda ran between them, hugging them both. It was a perfect day, filled with love, laughter, and a happily ever after, and from that day forward, Amanda never had to worry about her daddy being lonely again. Please don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to get more interesting stories like this.